go. Hi, welcome back to our podcast, the Cosmic Podcast, where we dive into the astrology that shapes your soul's or our soul's journey. So, today, I'm your guide to the stars, and today we're exploring the Chiron in Cancer, a placement that carries some of the deepest emotional wounds, but also the most profound potential for healing. Whether you have Chiron in Cancer in your natal chart or you're just curious about how this energy plays out in people's lives, this episode will open your heart, validate your inner child, and perhaps even help you rewrite some emotional stories you've carried for far too long. So get cozy, grab your tea, light a candle, and let's dive in. So let's start with the basics. Chiron in astrology is known as the wounded healer. It's not a planet, but a celestial body, an asteroid, technically that orbits between Saturn and Uranus. Mythologically, Chiron was a centaur, a teacher or and a healer, but he carried a wound that never healed. This is the essence of Chiron in your chart, a place of deep pain that may not ever fully go away, but through the wounds, you learn to heal others. Where Chiron sits in your chart tells us where and how you feel a kind of soul level ache. It's often tied to childhood wounds, inherited patterns, or generational trauma. But it's also the key to your medicine. The very thing you're here to master and offer others. To understand Chiron in Cancer, we need to unpack the sign of Cancer itself. So Cancer is ruled by the moon, which governs emotions, intuition, memory, and maternal energy. It's the archetype of the nurturer, the caretaker, the one who protects the home and family. Cancer energy is deeply sensitive, often psychic, and fiercely loyal to those it loves. When Cancer is strong in someone's chart, they're often very attuned to the emotional undercurrents of their environment. Think the person who can walk into a room and feel something is off without anyone saying a word. But the shadow of Cancer is emotional overprotection, insecurity, and codependency. There's a tendency to retreat like the crab into its shell when the world feels too harsh. So, when Chiron is in Cancer, the core wound is around emotional safety, nurturing, and belonging. This placement often indicates someone who didn't feel emotionally safe or supported in childhood. Maybe they had a parent who was emotionally unavailable or who placed heavy emotional burdens on them. Maybe they were the parentified child, the one who had to take care of everyone else and never getting their own needs met. No one ever really took care of me. I'm too much when I have feelings. This is the sounds or wound here often sounds like. I have to earn love by being useful. I am always giving but I never receive. This can manifest in adulthood as trouble trusting others or fear of abandonment, intense sensitivity to rejection, and a deep fear of vulnerability. Some people with displacement become caretakers to everyone else but can't ask for help themselves. Others isolate completely, believing no one will ever truly understand or meet their emotional needs. So, how the wounds manifest? Let's talk about how this might play out in real life. In relationships, they may attract partners who are emotionally unavailable or who reinforce their fear of being too much. They may feel clingy or overly responsible for others' emotions or withdraw to protect themselves. In the family, they may feel disconnected from their roots. Maybe they had to grow up too fast. Maybe they never really felt like they belong in their family system. In the body, Chiron in Cancer can live in the gut, the chest, or the womb. This placement may show up as emotional eating, digestion issue, or holding tension in the stomach and heart area. So does do you how do you heal Chiron in Cancer? The key medicine here is to reparent yourself. That means learning to become the mother or nurturer you never had. It's about validating your emotions, allowing yourself to feel, and giving yourself the love and protection you may have missed in early life. So here are some practices that help. Inner child work. Connect with the younger you who felt unseen. Let them speak, and let them cry. Tell them they are safe now. Therapy or support groups, especially spaces where you can express feelings without judgment. Creating safe environments. Your home matters. Fill it with softness, color, comfort. Let your space be a sanctuary. Setting boundaries. Cancer can overgive. Learning to say no is a form of self love. Receiving. Let people show up for you. Don't just give. Practice receiving or love, care, and support. Yeah, don't just give. Sometimes you just make yourself priority too. Like your emotional fulfillment is important as well, not just other people. I have displacement, so it's a long lessons to be learned. So, yeah, the gift of Chiron in Cancer is that once you begin healing, you become a powerful emotional healer for others. You understand what it feels like to be unseen, and so you become the person who sees deeply. You become the space of safety you never had. Chiron in Cancer is generational. If you were born between 1988 to 1991, you probably have displacement. Um, this was a time when many families were going through transition. Divorce rates were high, emotional intelligence wasn't really mainstream, and traditional gender roles were being questioned. Many in this group were raised by parents who were doing their best but didn't know how to meet emotional needs. So the wound is not just personal, it's ancestral. You may be here to break generational patterns of emotional neglect and become the nurturer your lineage never had. So, I can give you a career example or career wounds or themes in this placement. So, people with children in cancer may struggle with feeling emotionally undervalued or overlooked in professional spaces, difficulty balancing work and home life, a deep desire to be of service, but a fear of being exploited or unappreciated. Feeling like their emotional sensitivity is a weakness, especially in achievement focused careers. Because cancer energy is tied to home, safety, family, and care, they may be crave a sense of emotional meaning in their work, but fear they won't find it. So, healing path through career. As they heal, those with displacement often discover that empathy is a superpower in the workplace. Use their nurturing gifts to create safe emotional spaces for clients, students, patients, or teams. Gravitate toward roles that involve emotional labor, emotional intelligence, or nurturing others. So, ideal career path for children in cancer is in healing professions are therapist, counselor, trauma coach, grief worker, hospice care provider, somatic therapist, body worker, caregiving and support, nurse, midwife, doula, social worker, family advocate, early childhood educator, creative expression, memoirist, poet or artist whose work explores vulnerability, family, and emotions. Filmmaker or screenwriter who tells emotional personal stories. Home and environment, interior designer, focus on wellness or emotional flow. Feng Shui consultant or Feng Shui consultant, real estate agent helping people find safe spaces, spiritual and intuitive work, intuitive reader, Reiki practitioner, astrology or human design guide, especially focused on emotional themes, community in advocacy, working with children, families, or underserved populations, creating programs around emotional education or resilience, nonprofits that support mothers, caregivers, or home environments. Children in cancer career advice: honor your emotional sensitivity. Don't hide it, use it. Be mindful of burnout from over nurturing. You don't have to fix everyone. Seek workplaces where emotional labor is valued, not exploited. Your career in medicine may come through your own emotional story. Sharing it can be part of your path. And yeah, Chiron in Cancer is tender. It asks us to go back to the places we tried to forget, to hold space for the parts of ourselves that were denied, and to become our own place. If you have this placement, know this: you are not broken, you are a healer. And the more you care for your own heart, the more you will naturally radiate the safety to others. Uh, yes, it's really like that. Like once you heal, if you focus on healing, you will more the one who like the parent of yourself, you know. And it's really good thing once you heal. Thank you for joining me for this deep dive into Chiron and Cancer. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow, rate, share, subscribe, if with and give share it with someone who might need this medicine. Until next time, take care of your inner child and stay cosmic.